Good morning, friends. Boker Tov. It's Monday. Can you believe it? A whole week has gone by since we've been virtual learning. So this week, last week we finished talking about Hanukkah. This week we're going to talk about what do animals do in the winter. So that's going to be our question for Tuesday. So think about that question, because when we get on our Zoom meeting on Tuesday for our whole class, the question is going to be, what do animals do in the winter? And I want you to bring your favorite animal, stuffed animal, and I'm going to send your moms and dads an email. I want you to bring your favorite stuffed animal, and we're going to talk about that stuffed animal, because you're going to have show and tell. You're going to show us your animal, and we're going to decide whether your animal would migrate, fly away to somewhere where it's warm and they can find food for the winter, whether they would stay active, they would stay where they are, but come out of their den or wherever they sleep to find food in the snow, or hibernate, whether they would go to sleep all winter long and they would not wake up until spring. So there's three things that animals can do in the winter. They can migrate, which means they would fly away to where it's nice and warm and they can find food. Or they would stay active, where they would sleep a little bit but then come back out and find some food in the snow. Or they would hibernate and they would sleep all winter long. So those are the three things we're going to talk about this week. Alrighty, so today we're going to start by doing our calendar, and then we'll move on to reading our story, which is Animals in the Winter. All right. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 12 months of the year. Alrighty, so my friends, it's still the month of December, but guess what? Today is a special day, and we're going to talk about that when we do our calendar, when we count. But it's the month of December. And now we're going to do, so show you our calendar wheel. The month of December, which is the number 12th month of the year. We'll start with the first month of the year next month in January. It's still fall? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what it's going to be today. Let's see. You're going to pull out something special from our bag. And we'll put it on later. And I'll show you when it's time. All right, so let's see. We're gonna do our days of the week. 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 It's Sunday and it's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. So when we ended our week last week, it was Friday, and that was Shabbat. Then we have Saturday and Sunday, which are the weekends, and then comes Monday, when we start our schooling again. So we start our schooling in the beginning of the week on Monday, and then we go to the end of the week, which is Friday. And how many days in the week are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of the week. So the months of the year, there's 12, right? We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 months of the year, but there's only 7 days in a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what do you think has more, the months of the year or the days of the week? If you said the months of the year, you're right, because there's 12 months in a year, but there's only 7 days in a week. So 7 is less than 12. Alrighty, my friends, so today is Monday, December. What's the weather outside today? Look outside today. I think it's going to be a partly cloudy, maybe a little bit of sun, maybe some clouds, maybe a little bit more cloudy day. I don't know. We'll see what the day is going to be like. going to be a little chilly because guess what? Today is the first day of winter. We changed seasons. So when we started school, it was fall. Well, actually, when we started school, it was the end of summer because it was like in August. Then it turned into fall, and now we're in winter. So it's going to start getting really cold. We're going to start getting more snow, and the animals all have to do something. They either need to migrate, fly away to where it's warmer and there's more food, stay active, sleep, and come out and dig in the snow or dig in the cold ground to find food, or hibernate, sleep all winter long, and not wake up until the season of spring. So, my friends, let's count our days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. If you said 21, you are right. Today is number 21, Monday, the 21st day of December. Alrighty, and my friends, let's stick these in here. Alrighty, my bucket. Alright, my friends. So we are going to read our animals in the winter. The days grow short, the nights grow long. It's getting colder. Winter is here. Leaves have fallen from the trees. There are no berries on the bushes. The insects are gone. The grass is dead and brown. The grass all gets brown in the winter. Birds and other animals are getting ready for the winter. Some of the birds will fly south, migrate. Bluebirds and orioles go towards the south. They go where it's warm and sunny and where there is food for them to eat. When spring comes, the birds will make the long journey back north. They migrate. But not all birds migrate in the winter. I get a lot of red birds in my backyard, which are called cardinals, and they stay in the winter. You know, I see them in the bushes sometimes when it snows. So not all birds migrate, but most birds migrate. Some butterflies migrate too. That is what the monarch butterfly does. They gather in a tree by the hundreds before the cold weather comes. They stay in the tree all night, and in the morning, they fly towards their winter homes in the south. You know what? If you remember, I think we saw the butterflies doing that. We have a bunch of bushes near our playground. Remember those days that we saw all the butterflies gathered there? There was a lot of them. I wonder if they were congregating, like getting together to go to the south where it's warm. Maybe they were getting ready to migrate. Many bats fly south too, but some bats stay in the north all winter. So if they stay, they either stay active or they hibernate. But if they leave and fly south, that means they migrate. When the weather gets cold, they go to a cave. There is no wind or snow in the cave. And the bats sleep all winter. That must mean they hibernate. They do not eat. They live on fat stored inside them. They do not move. They hardly breathe at all, so they hardly use any energy. They sleep, sleep, sleep. They hibernate. So some bats migrate and some bats hibernate. Woodchucks hibernate too. When fall comes, a woodchuck eats and eats and eats until it gets fat. He eats grass, twigs, and leaves, and he grows really fat. When it gets cold, the woodchuck crawls into his long tunnel and goes to sleep. So he hibernates underground. He has a burrow. It's called a burrow. It's underground. So he sleeps for December, January, February, and March when spring comes. Does he sleep for a day? Nope, longer than that. Does he sleep for a week? Longer than that. Does he sleep for a month? Even longer. The woodchuck can sleep for up to 4 months. Ahad, Shtayim, Shalosh, Arba. 4 months. The woodchuck seems hardly alive. He breathes very slowly, not to use a lot of energy. His heart beats slowly. He sleeps, he sleeps, he sleeps, he sleeps. He hibernates. Some animals do not have to hibernate. They gather food and save it for the winter. They stay active. That is what a pika does. A pika looks like a rabbit, but it has round ears. So it's like between a rabbit, you can see it right here. It's like between a rabbit and a mouse. Pikas live in high mountains where the winters are long and cold. They eat grass, and in summer they cut more grass than they eat. They spread the grass on the flat stone until the hot sun dries it. So they dry the grass so it can last all winter long in their burrow. By the end of the summer, a pika may have gathered 50 pounds of grass. She hides it under rocks, and in the winter she eats the dry grass to keep her alive. So she stays active. So she goes out in the snow to find her food that she hides. Squirrels gather food too and save it for the winter. They dig holes in the ground. They bury hickory nuts and acorns. When winter comes, they dig them up and eat, so squirrels stay active. Sometimes squirrels forget where they buried the nuts. Trees may grow from the nuts that the squirrels forget. They dig a hole and hide the nut and they forget. Sometimes you'll get a tree. Miss Rachel got one behind her garage. Some animals do not get ready for winter at all. They do not store food, they do not hibernate, and they do not migrate. They must hunt for their food all winter. Oh, look right there. I see a kitty cat. If your kitty cat was an outdoor cat, then they would have to hunt for their food all winter. Now, I have a kitty cat too. Let me show you. She doesn't have to hunt. She lives in our house, and she just sleeps all the time. Look. Right here. Right there. Psst, psst, psst. There she is. There's our kitty cat. Hello. Say hi, Mittens. Her name is Mittens. She doesn't have to hunt for food. She stays inside where it's nice and warm all winter long, and she doesn't have to hunt for her food. But if she lived outside, then she would have to hunt for her food. There are mice that must hunt all winter for seeds and other wild plants. Sometimes they eat farmers' corn, oats, and wheat. So mice have to stay active. Deer must dig in the snow for dried leaves, plants, and moss. When the snow is deep, they must eat the twigs, buds, and barks of tree. So deer will stay active. Most times they'll sleep, but sometimes when they get really hungry, they have to come back out and find food. The rabbit must hunt under the snow for bits of grass and plants. When the snow is deep, he too eats the buds and barks of bushes so he can stay alive. So rabbits need to come out and stay active. So they need to come out of their burrows and dig in the snow for food. In the winter, the fox hunts for mice and rabbits. Little mice and rabbits, better be careful. The fox has discovered a mouse in its tunnel beneath the snow. So a fox has to stay active. He has to come out and find food. When the winter is cold and the snow is deep, many animals cannot find food. There are some ways you can help the animals in the winter. And that's why today our activity is to make a feeder. The feeder can be used for squirrels, it can be used for birds, it can be used for mice, it can be used for any animals that stay active. Right down the street from my house, my neighbors, they have a flower bed. It's like a box, that's like a flower box that you can plant flowers in, but instead they put it on their fence and they fill it with seeds and oats and things that the deer like to eat. So they feed the deer in the winter, which is so cool. So I get to see lots of really cool deer in the winter time that come out and like to eat. So you can make your own bird feeders. You can put food in little bags like fruit and cheese and hang it on a twig in a bag. You can also put seeds on a tray. If you leave a tray outside, like a cookie tray or something like that, you can leave seeds on. At my old house in Pennsylvania, we used to fill cookie trays and put them out on our back deck, on our back, picnic table, and we used to watch all the birds. It was really cool because you got to see a lot of really cool birds out there. So we used to do that too. We made bird feeders. You can actually, Miss Rachel has a bird feeder in her backyard that I put bird seed in so the birds can come and eat. But then you can make your own bird feeders. Please remember, once you begin feeding the birds and the other wild animals in the winter, you must continue. They are depending on the food that you supply. So make sure that you keep those bird feeders full. Make sure you keep making those bird feeders and hanging them outside. When you go outside, you can always put out fresh vegetables on a tray along with some fresh fruit and some bird seed and stuff like that. Eventually, the days grow longer, the nights grow shorter, and it begins to get warmer. Spring will come, and the animals will be okay because you gave them something good to eat. Today, friends, don't forget to make your bird feeder and draw in your journals. Make sure you draw your triangles and your circles, and you can turn them into birds. Birds that migrate in the winter. Remember, 3 things that animals do. Migrate, fly away to where it's nice and warm and they can get food. They stay active. They sleep a little bit, but they come out and dig for food like squirrels and rabbits. Things that migrate are like birds and butterflies and some bats. And then there's ones that hibernate all winter. That means they sleep all winter long, like woodchucks or like groundhogs or like bears. So those are the type of animals that we think of there. So we will talk more about them tomorrow on our Zoom. Don't forget your favorite stuffed animal, and I'll see you on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Bye, friends. Have a great day.